The moral code of conduct would be given a statutory backing. This means that any code violation complaints would be dealt with by a court and out of the purview of the Election Commission. But speaking to the media a short while back, Kapil Sibal, who's part of the group of ministers, denied this. The group of ministers, incidentally, meets tomorrow.
I don't have that information. Had I had that information, I would have told you. But in any case, even if there is a proposal, the group of ministers is yet to consider it. So you cannot say this is the proposal of the government. So this is something that is to be considered. See, what happens in the course of any government office is that the bureaucracy proposes A, B, C or D. Right? That then matter comes to us. Sometimes we accept it, sometimes we reject it. Sometimes we accept it with modifications. Sometimes we suggest an alternative course of action. So this possibly cannot be any government disposition at this point in time, because we have not even considered the proposal.
To my knowledge, there is no such thing on the agenda. There is no such thing on the agenda. As far as I understand, it was agreed that once the elections are over, there will be an all-party consultation on issues about electoral reform, many of which are being pushed by the Election Commission itself. But collective view of all the political parties, since they are stakeholders, must actually be taken so that we can conveniently pass this in Parliament.
Well, the senior leader of the BJP, Arun Jaitley, has hit out at the reports that the Congress is trying to curb the Election Commission's powers.
ये कहना अपने आप में गलत है कि मॉडल कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट बाइंडिंग नहीं है। वो नॉन स्टैट्यूटरी है, लेकिन उसको बनाना चुनाव आयोग के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पावर के तहत है। It is non-statutory, but it's been formulated under the constitutional powers of the Election Commission.
Sandeep Phukan has been tracking the story and joins us now. Sandeep, what's the bottom line? We do know that there is a meeting of the group of ministers tomorrow. Is this being considered curbing the powers of the Election Commission?
Well, I guess, Vishnu, we'll have to just go with the government version saying that, it is not on the agenda, though sources earlier told us that it was item number 3 of the agenda, where they would discuss electoral reforms, corrupt practices in electoral reforms, and it could have come, a model code of conduct would have come or could have come under those sections. But quite clearly now the government, realizing the political sensitivity of the issue, has decided that it is not on the agenda, so we'll have to go by it. But I think, the larger picture that emerges, Vishnu, is the constant run-ins that we've witnessed between Congress, members of the Congress party, senior ministers, and the Election Commission. As I speak, what is supposed to be a routine meeting of the Election Commission, they meet every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm told. So today, as we speak, there behind me is the Election Commission, where they are actually discussing this matter, we are told, where all the 3 election commissioners are present, and they are discussing this matter. And as I said, that it has to be seen in the context of the larger sort of ongoing turf war, as it were, between the government and the Election Commission. First, if you recall, I recall 3 instances. First was that Cabinet took a decision of giving 4.5% reservation to minorities among OBCs, to Muslims. Now this, the government argues that this was a decision taken by the Cabinet much before the Election Code of Conduct came into force. But the Election Commission moved in and put it on hold, saying that you can't implement this order or talk about it until and unless the elections to all these 5 states are over. Then came the second instance of face-off, when Salman Khurshid, as a Congress leader, said that if we come to power in UP, if we form a government in Uttar Pradesh, we will give 9% reservation to minorities in the state of Uttar Pradesh in terms of jobs, educational institutions and so on. This was taken note of by the Election Commission. He was censured. Salman Khurshid actually repeated his comments once again, and thereafter the Election Commission took an unprecedented step of writing to the President of India. So you must locate the latest development of government trying to or proposing to change powers of the Election Commission in the context of this ongoing fight.
All right, Sandeep, just be with us for a moment. There's another story we'd like you to tell us the details of. And that story is this. Praful Patel has now written to the Civil Aviation Minister Ajit